receiver. He went well over 100 yards a week ago and found his way to the end zone. It's the Commanders and the Bears.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. And tonight we start Week 5 with a primetime matchup, as it'll be the Chicago Bears taking on the Washington Commanders. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Here are the Commanders for their first drive of the game. And a look at a guy, definitely got a little razzle-dazzle to him. Can do it with his arm or his legs. Their mobile QB.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
And out across midfield, down to the 45. Heck of a start, a 30-yard pickup on their first play from scrimmage.
And that's definitely the way you get things started. That's the way it was drawn up in the locker room, in pregame, and everything. And they got it done right away, running the ball for a big game.
Right back to him on first down. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. But now he appears to be in some pain. They'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
But Charles, we see some of the injuries that have popped up for this franchise, and obviously hoping to get these guys back on the field in a hurry.
Brandon, I'm going to go ahead and age myself, but I'm going to ask you, when you were in high school and there were injuries, did you hear next man up from your coaches?
Well, you hear it every week now in the NFL, that's for sure.
You know, back when I played when dinosaurs roamed the earth, you didn't hear next man up. You heard, oh, no, we've got to put in Davis.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. You look at this Bears defense. They're currently 6th in the NFL in defending the run.
They've established themselves as a top 10 run-stopping unit in the NFL here in the early going. All signs point to me towards them continuing that throughout the season.
Touchdown, Washington! A great effort there with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Commanders put the Knights' first points on the board as they take the early lead. With these Thursday night games, sometimes you get those quick turnarounds. You wonder how a team's going to start. They started really well.
Everyone's always wondering, going into a Thursday night game, who has their legs, who has the overall health of the team. But mentally, if you get that early edge, the other team might think to itself, it's been a short week, we're not really ready to go. You might run them into the ground that way. That's why getting that early score means a lot.
No problem there on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by their 3rd-year quarterback.
Well, the silver lining from last week, he played phenomenally. Kept the ball clean and led them to the end zone several times. You know these NFL quarterbacks, though, they trade away all those touchdowns if it meant getting the win. That's his focus this week.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield.
And now off to the races down the right side. Touchdown Bears. A great play there. His second touchdown on the season.
And the Bears are able to strike back quickly with an opening touchdown of their own.
As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Point after here coming up. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Now Washington going to retake the field for drive number 2. As mentioned, this one of the hottest teams in the NFL, riding that winning streak into this one, but now playing here on Thursday night. Do you think that this helps or hurts their momentum?
Well, ordinarily, I'd say it hurts the momentum because now you get that short week. But when a team's playing as well as they are, it actually allows them to down focus and only worry about themselves and less about their opponent. So when you're playing well,
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Oh, good move. And a return across midfield into the 46-yard line.
And that's a ball that he is going to want to keep, his first career interception in the National Football League.
and I love what teams do when that happens. You bring the ball to the sideline, the equipment guy grabs it, he puts a piece of tape on it, writes on it so that you know what it is, and then they tuck it away. So
into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Powering his way forward, and he will take this all the way down to the 38-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. A handoff as they run the counter play. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
You look at this Bears defense.
They're currently 6th in the NFL in defending the run.
I jotted down in my notes in prepping for this game that this is definitely an area we got to keep an eye on, because you're talking about where they rank in stopping the run. But how about what they're facing? This unit loves to run the football, and they rank highly in the league in getting it done.
Yeah, power against power. Something's got to give.
74 yards rushing for him now as he has gotten the night off to a hot start.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Looking left side, he's got it. Complete. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted.
And the Bears are going to take over at their own 41.
For a team who came in here on a healthy winning streak, we're seeing some uncharacteristically bad play thus far, and that streak is definitely in jeopardy if this offense keeps giving the ball away and can't mount a few drives of their own.
The Bears now ready to take over again. They'll start in excellent field position following the INT.
So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. They'll pass there over the middle to start things out. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that, because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, Pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to plan on the...
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble. Our score after one. The Bears with the football. We get set to begin quarter number 2 as they've got it facing a 2nd and long situation. They'll set up a throw. Oh, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And he's going to bring up a 3rd down. The pressure really ratcheting up. They get the sack on 1st down. Then a near sack. They got to him there just as it was leaving his hand.
Yeah, they might need to change their pass protection scheme a little bit. Maybe bring another guy into the backfield to help protect the quarterback, because that was awfully close.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
Here comes the Bears punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback.
And the Washington offense going back to work.
And 2 picks thrown here in this first half alone. We'll see how that affects him.
Can't wait to see where his confidence is, because the great ones, they'll throw 4 or 5 picks, and while it'll hurt their team, it won't hurt their confidence. They'll think something was just wrong with the ball or the wind or something was funny. It's never about them. That's how they stay so into the moment and into the game.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. They're going to look to throw. He's going to wind up and air it out. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That's a 1st down with a cherry on top, 31 yards. They'll set up to throw. And he's got his big tight end here. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Back to throw again. That is caught inside the 5. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
The quick slant caught. He'll get only 2 there, and it's 2nd and goal.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game, because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
He'll try again. This time he's in for a Commanders touchdown. So his strong first half continues as he finds the end zone here for the 2nd time.
And definitely good blocking at the point of attack, and you just have to love watching the way he can create space down near the goal line, and he's able to take it into the end zone.
The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. So that drive in total 8 plays. And the result, a touchdown for Washington.
Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away.
And he'll very wisely take a knee here as they'll bring this one out to the 25 on the touchback. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field.
And they are losers of 2 straight coming into this Thursday night game. Is it more difficult, CD, when you take a losing streak into a quick turnaround game like this?
It certainly is, because you don't get time to work on the issues that you've had throughout the season that have caused you to have the record that you're having. You can't really get those set. So now you're trying to minimize those and maximize what you've been doing well. And I remember a game recently where one of the assistant coaches said to the head coach, forget our running back rotation. This guy has a hot hand, and they rode him to a victory. Those are things you have to look out for in games like this.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. They'll drop to throw. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, Davis.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right? There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. And it may just be the second quarter, but he's in his zone, well on his way to eclipsing that 100-yard mark.
And when a back has a game, as we're witnessing right now, his name's going to be in the books, but it's really a collective deal, isn't it? Because that means he's getting plenty of blocking, a lot of help from his teammates, but he's making the most of it.
Yeah, he's made the most of it to this point. Here's a 2nd and 7. He finds his man complete. That's Haynes. And they move this all the way down to the 9. That one goes for 24 yards.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
Back to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. A 9-yard touchdown grab.
And the Commanders have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions, and they're a PAT from going up 21-7.
Yeah, very impressive the way that they've moved the football. Full command of their playbook, full command of the way they wanted to attack.
Point after try forthcoming. It's good, and it is now 21-7. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive.
And it was polished off by a Washington touchdown.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down.
Back to throw here. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Yeah, they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Well, this is a half where not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
And he couldn't get that one to his man. Short of him, it's low and incomplete.
Well, this defense is going to have to finish the job. There's still a 2nd half that they have to play. but so far, an absolute total effort. They've disrupted the passing game, stretched the pocket for the quarterback. They forced him into errant throws. Everything they're doing has been executed well.
Problems on third down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on third down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to third down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on first and second down.
And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the second quarter.
And he doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back. And that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on third down to get their momentum going again.
Yeah, that's not going to get it done. He'll come up well short of the first at about the 21.
Now we're going to get a stoppage. Appears to be an injured Bear on the field.
While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be a short field for the Bears as they take over 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. He's got a man. It's his tight end. That's complete.
I like the thought process. I like the design, but I think he may have waited a little too long to spot his man, because if you're going to run that drag route, you've got to put it on him and let him turn upfield. Instead, he waits until his receiver's too close to the sideline.
Touchdown! A great effort there. His second touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year.
And the Bears get a late score here in the final minute of the first half.
I think everyone in the league talks about finishing, don't they? Doesn't matter whether it's a quarter, a half, a game, a series, whatever. But they're finishing the first half in fine style, putting that one in the end zone.
They did, and they didn't leave much time on the clock either. Well done. Now the try here for the extra point. It's up and good. This becomes a 21-14 ball game now. The long touchdown pass gets them 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The Commanders back out late in this first half. And with a 7-point lead, they'll likely look to take this to the locker room and not really press the issue.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And he will find his man on the end route, complete. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the 2nd down play, they burned the timeout, making him sweat out the final few ticks here in the 2nd quarter. Once again, they'll keep it on the ground. And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the 1st down. Washington going to send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. This is brought in at the 21.
So we've reached halftime here in our nation's capital with the Commanders on top. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, guys, thanks very much. We'll get back with you shortly. But first, let's take a look at what's coming up this weekend around the NFL. Some great games on the docket for this weekend, the first being at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in London. The early start between the Bills and the Jags. Excellent games in the late afternoon window as well. One being out in Los Angeles, where it'll be the Rams taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. And then on Sunday night, the national audience in for a treat. They've got a good one lined up between the Dallas Cowboys and the San Francisco 49ers. Both these teams, no doubt, making their final halftime adjustments as we speak. And for the call of the second half, we get it back out to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point.
The Bears going to see the football first, and they trail here as we get back underway to start this second half.
And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback.
So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter.
This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
Now on third down, that pass knocked down in the backfield and incomplete.
And so many times we look at the opening drive of the third quarter as a tone setter, and many coaches do emphasize it. And that's a strong performance there defensively to force incompletion and, more importantly, force a quick punting situation.
First possession of the second half now for Washington.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
Well, touch and time are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. They give him 27 yards on the 3rd down conversion.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer. Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taking them no time at all to get down here, and now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal.
He's got it. Touchdown, Commanders.
From 6 yards away. And they're able to add on to their advantage. Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes because it was jab, jab, jab. And finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead now up to 14. That time a 6-play drive. And the result, a touchdown for Washington.
Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. The Chicago offense set to get started. And Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line. But once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have the Bears 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a 1st down.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
Well, no one likes to see that drop, but I'll guarantee it's not going to stop his quarterback from going back to him anytime he has open space.
Well, thanks for joining us here on a Thursday night in the NFL. 3rd quarter, 2nd and 10 coming up. Gets past one man, and they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. 16 yards is the pickup there on a 1st down for Chicago.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that 1st half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
On 2nd down, Williams. And he spins past him and into space. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him.
51 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3-and-out.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. They'll stay on the ground with Williams.
And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. 11 more on that one and another 1st down.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
They go play action here on 1st down. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line.
Not the 1st and goal play they drew up. Multiple defenders in to bring him down to the ground.
One quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's Bears football, but they trail on the scoreboard as we get set to bring you the 4th quarter. 2nd and 11.
Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
The frustration is definitely setting in because they've thrown it to him over and over unable to come up with a catch thus far.
I think he knew he would have his challenges against his secondary. I don't think he saw a goose egg at this point in the game. Touchdown, Bears! An 11-yard touchdown.
And the Bears have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a one-score game here in the fourth.
And that's what these guys have done all game long, because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now, we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense, because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
Extra point splits the uprights, and now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter.
And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The Commanders' offense returning to the field. Their lead back down to one score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10.
And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. A tight game like this, such a tough spot for the offense to be in. Even though they have the lead, Charles, back up so close to their goal line, they got to protect the football.
And that's when you have to take care of your team with play calling as well. Not a lot of misdirection, not a lot of counters, not a lot of plays where you have extra ball handling. Get it right to the hands of your running back, tell him to take care of the ball, and try and move forward.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This will be 3rd and 15. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Washington going to send out their punter
as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Fielded at the 43. It'll be a net of 39, 41-yard punt, 2 on the return. And the Bears take over. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field.
And it feels like the momentum has shifted. They scored, then their defense forces that last punt. And now a chance to tie the game on this possession. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. 2nd down and 8.
He'll look to throw. Throws a quick hitter on the slant. That's complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. A good pickup, 17 yards and a Bear 1st down. They'll bring a receiver in motion left.
And he'll get an opportunity with it on the touch pass.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
And a lot of times these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
They stay on the ground this time. It's Williams. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive.
And he is going to have the Bears 1st down. They needed 3. They got 6. Plenty enough for the conversion on 4th.
They'll look to throw.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion. So I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a non-stop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think...
Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. And the Commanders have just about sewn up this football game. Well, this has been a bit of a tough game to figure out when it comes to him throwing the football. He's got the 3 touchdown passes, but now, Charles, this is a 3rd interception.
And those aren't really numbers that you'd like to see balance out. In a normal ledger sheet, if you can balance everything, you feel good about your day. But as a quarterback, you need your ratio to be more like 3 touchdown passes to 1 interception.
Back onto the field now, the Commanders' offense. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. And now time will be called here as Washington has an injured player down on the field. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Now he'll try to run with this. Pushing his way through. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. Now the Bears will use their 3rd and final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Washington about to close this one out as they are down to a knee. Clock counting down toward 40 seconds as they take the knee.
Listen, anytime you take a knee to end a game, that means you've won it. So it doesn't matter whether it's home or on the road, but there's something a little extra special about doing it in front of your home crowd, isn't there?
And the home crowd applauding. They're happy with what they've seen. Chalk this one up in the left-hand column for a win.
Yeah, that's right. Head to the locker room, throw the wristbands in the crowd for the kids, your gloves, your towels. Get to share it with the home team.
Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it. We all just got a heck of a show, partner. This was a close game for a long time. Close at half, close down the stretch. Home team finds a way to get it done, a narrow victory.
Yeah, they finished with a flourish, didn't they? Because there were times where each side looked like they were the better team out there. And the outcome's in doubt for much of this game. Every snap seemingly more important than the previous one. Great effort from the guys visiting, but in the end, how about those guys in their home stadium finding a way to win?
So for Washington, they boost their record up to a strong 4-1. And they'll get the weekend off now as they get a little extra time to prepare to face the Atlanta Falcons. Meanwhile, for Chicago, they'll fall to 1-4 with a loss. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week.